It's time for Market Explainer, your number one business news podcast. Hosted by Danny and the big man. And it starts right now.
Let's move on to this next story. Before we do that, of course, Big Man Gear. Big Man Gear is the big man's idea of a funny t-shirt brand. You guys should definitely check it out. You can buy from Amazon Prime by going to bigmangear.com.
They did turn down my newest version, but you know what? We're going to get over it. I'm going to work through with, as Danny says, our good friend Jeff Bezos.
Right.
So we're gonna work through it. They did knock down my latest idea, but I'll figure it
out. So oddly enough, his t-shirt design had something to do with GameStop, and this next story is about GameStop's new NFT marketplace. Now, as you guys know, I write up these stories and I put a little headline in there. GameStop embraces its meme magic and pivots into NFTs. Should rebrand as Funcoland. Now, for those of you outside of the awareness, you're outside, you're not hip enough. Funcoland was the 2 or 3 different companies merged to create GameStop. Mm-hmm. One of them was Funcoland, headquartered in Edina, Minnesota. Cake eaters from down the highway from where I grew up. We call them cake eaters because they're wealthy. And Funcoland was when I had a Sega Genesis, going into the Funcoland at Mall of America to buy something was with my grandfather, who didn't understand what was going on. I feel like him a lot now, but I'm just saying, because he knew I wanted to buy something there. It was so nostalgic. And now I am the market. I am the market for NFTs. And GameStop has this unique opportunity to bring back an old name, to nostalgia bait me into using, because there's a bajillion platforms to buy NFTs on. And this, I really, really think instead of nft.gamestop.com, they need to call this Funcoland, because that's hilarious.
Okay, I don't know anybody's going to hear that but you and I, but I that would be awesome. They're not going to do it because right now the GameStop and the GameStop meme thing for them to rebrand.
I tweeted
well, there you go. But for them to rebrand, I don't think they were going to do it. Okay,
I don't think they should rebrand the company. I think they should rebrand their NFT platform. That's all.
Their NFT platform. But here's the deal. Look, they're going to play, and as they should, make as much money off of the last year as they can.
Yes.
And let's back up a little bit. So what started this whole GameStop meme, that kind of stuff? I'm not going to go into all of it, but I'm just going to talk prices for you. In August of 2020, right? GameStop as a stock, as a company, because we all know GameStop, buy and sell video games, been around forever, right? You go and get your newest stuff. GameStop in August 2020 was hovering about $5 a share.
Right.
And then from August to when it hit its high in January of 2021, it went from that $5 a share to its high of $325 a share.
Right.
And is now almost, more than a full year later, hovering around $150 a share.
Yeah.
Now, on a company that, from a retail perspective, has not changed in that 14 months.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right.
So this is driven by the GameStop meme stock, right? GameStop meme stock that we're talking about. Now, in May, they actually created this website that was going to be GameStop NFT, but it had no other information on it. This whole story was now created because this past week, they've updated that website, and we all know that in an environment, and this happens more often on pink sheet stocks, penny stocks, and stuff like that, than it does typically on NASDAQ, S&P, the big boys, the big boards.
Right.
On a penny stock, you see a lot of this. A single update can be big bucks for a penny stock to go from 7 cents to 37 cents because of news, an update, or whatever. Right. So I find it funny that a big board stock, just because of a website change, is driving this kind of, you know what I mean, hype
yeah.
and whatever. But it is in a popular way, and they updated it with some new graphics and a new theme. And of course, the theme being, what is it? Power to the players, power to the creators, power to the collectors. Now, this is not supposedly, and they haven't given any official information on A, when this is supposed to come out and work, or B, what it's completely supposed to be. But according to what I find of a couple of different articles, the idea is they want you to be able to create, sell, and hold NFTs all on this platform.
Right.
And if they can do that through a platform that's out of the ashes of GameStop, would be someone coming from, it would be like Blockbuster coming out to next week with a Netflix competitor and it actually working.
Right. And funny aside story, I bought a Blockbuster card vinyl overlay for my credit card, and I went somewhere for dinner yesterday and paid with my, I was like, do you guys take Blockbuster? And the waitress goes, huh? And I was like, just stick it in the machine. She's like, oh, okay. She's like,
okay.
They make credit cards? It was great. No, you're right. Like, from the ashes of this like business that, you know, doesn't really have a reason to exist, but is super profitable, became the subject of the public ire because of, you know, they were trying to short squeeze, and you know, the public tried to bet against the hedge funds. It was just great.
The hedge funds were trying to put this company out of business. Really,
that's correct.
I mean, that's what they were trying to do. They were trying to push this stock to zero.
And instead, the marketplace pushed back. And it was wild. The story about this one stock of this one company is wild. And it's a meme. And to me, when, because, you know, I was having a conversation with a friend 8 years ago, not 8 years ago, 6 years ago. And he said, you know, you believe in this wild future. How do you think it's going to happen? And I said, meme magic is real. I said, memes will be used to influence the public. And that was a wild idea that I only half believed back then.
Right.
But we are sitting in a future where they have rode, where this stock and this company have rode the meme into the ground, which I love. I appreciate it. I will be releasing, this is a first, hear it here first, folks, my exclusive Confederate NFT collection will be released on the GameStop NFT platform.
Let me tell you something. If GameStop pulls this off, I will register and create NFTs with GameStop because of this. Because of the history, because this is the epitome of, look, by all accounts, GameStop value is really that $5 a share it was 14 months ago.
Right.
Because that's what it was for years, based on what stocks are based on, sales and you know what I mean, profitability and whatever. GameStop has done nothing in the last 14 months to change that you know what I mean, that model. So for it to be worth $150 a share means that a lot of people have bought in and still hold that stock.
Yeah.
Right? Because if they sold all of it, if everybody that had gotten in December and January and February and March have sold their spots, right?
Right.
It would have been pushed back down to that $5 a share, right?
And they haven't. So they have to, you know, they have to do something.
Absolutely. So if GameStop can transition these highs and that equity into a new platform that does something that they would, you know, for the future, it would be...
Say it. Say the words.
What?
Say it. Meme magic is real. Say it.
Meme magic. It would prove that meme magic is real, because this would be something that would go into business BA degrees, right? And into history books, into business books, and whatever, as the population, right?
The market
push back against a something that's worked for decades.
An insurmountable force.
Right.
And they pushed back against it, gave a company a lifeline as a goof, as a joke on the internet. And then the company went and said, hey, we're going to take this lifeline, we're going to double down on it.
Yes.
And then we're not just doubling down on the lifeline, we're doubling down on the joke.
Absolutely. And that's my point. This would be the first reference to that as a formula moving forward. Because if it worked with GameStop, I mean, really. I mean, GameStop wasn't the only meme stock, but it wasn't the only one. It was the first one to take hold, right?
Yes.
And again, people have held. People have held.
The first one to matter.
Right? And this could really pay off for those people that held. Even the people that may be holding where they bought it at $300 a share, this could ultimately pay off for them if the company, as you said, takes this lifeline, and I think that's eloquently put, takes this lifeline and reinvests it and does create this product, which, look, it's not just the website that pushing the story. They also have several job placements open where they're trying to hire people specifically for this.
So they're actually trying to do it. This ain't a joke. They're not partnering with someone and loaning out their name. They're really doing this internally. Now, I need to say this to the CEO of GameStop. I need you to look me right in the eye. You need to call this Funcoland. I don't care what you have to do to buy up the trademarks, the domain name. This platform, it is so, and it needs to have a 90s to early 2000s AOL era internet theme to it. The website should not be this slick willy. It has to be like it, because that I will buy. I'm the
retro.
Buy.
You're talking about the retro gaming style, the retro, and they did. If you look at the new website, it has like a Game Boy-esque logo on it or whatever.
But when I'm talking about a retro style website, I'm talking about the website for David's Disposable, right? Like that website from that company that went under, basically. That app had a really interesting website. So.
Okay. Anyway, so Danny wants a very 16-bit feel, is what he wants. Yes. You know what I mean? With the old school green that everybody knows on No, I get it. And I think that would be fun. I don't think it'll happen because they want to ride the GameStop name meme as far as they can go. Again, a third thing that is kind of portraying its legitimacy is it shows that they're using an Ethereum smart contract address on the bottom of it, which means they're partnering with Ethereum, which already obviously is making NFTs on several platforms like OpenSea and stuff like that.
I'm going to correct the big man here because he's unaware, because he's old.
Sure.
You can't really partner with Ethereum, but you chose Ethereum as the framework that you're going to use to sell NFTs.
Semantics, but yes. If you choose to use Ethereum to as far as the price of creating the NFTs and that kind of stuff, partnering is
so partnering to me insinuates somebody called up Vitalik Buterin from GameStop and said, "Hey, can we use your?" That's not how it works. The platform is open; anybody can jump on and use it.
Sure.
So, and what's interesting is if I was GameStop and I was building out the Funcoland NFT platform, which is I'm just going to start calling it that to speak it into existence. I would actually be talking to Cardano's founder, IOHK, and I would be saying, "Hey, how quickly can you have this, your smart contracts and NFTs up and running?" Because if they go to the smaller emerging blockchain, Cardano's blockchain, I really do think that there's a bigger opportunity there. But this is the established player in the business. Everybody's using Ethereum to Gary V's NFT, thing they use. VFriends uses this. So I'm just saying, like, it makes a lot of sense. And if there's one thing I love to see, it is a prediction that I made coming true. And then I didn't specifically say that GameStop would pivot into NFTs. All I ever said was meme magic is real. And
meme magic is real. And Danny loves to bring it back to him being right. Like, it happens rarely, but he loves
No, it happens all the time. If the day ends in Y, it's a day where I predicted something in the past and it came true. That's all.
And if you make enough predictions, bound to be, even a blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
That's right.
All right.